passing. Rather than letting them overcome and defeat you, be the bigger person and step aside first. It's a move that many don't expect and will play in your favor. 25. Or 23. Concentrate your forces. Conserve your forces and energies by keeping them concentrated at their strongest point. Greene explains this point with a mining metaphor. If you find a mine full of riches and continue to mine deeper and pursue it further, you will find more and more wealth. However, if you choose to pursue numerous different mines, all with less wealth, you'll be less successful. Greene explains that intensity defeats extensity, and this is what you need to keep in mind always. When you find a source of power, pursue it and don't let it go. Don't go looking for another source when a perfectly good one has already presented itself. 26. Or 24. Play the perfect courtier. The perfect courtier thrives in a world where everything revolves around power and political dexterity. He has mastered the art of indirection, he flatters, yields to superiors, and asserts power over others in the most oblique and graceful manner. Learn and apply the laws of courtiership and there will be no limit to how far you can rise in the court. 27. Or 25. Recreate yourself. Society will try to enforce certain expectations on you. But Greene emphasizes that you do not need to adhere to these. You have the ability to recreate yourself. You can be whoever you want to be, and you are in control. Don't let anyone tell you who you should be or how you should act. Greene encourages you to be someone who demands attention, someone who is dramatic and has a strong and powerful character. 28. Or 26. Keep your hands clean. You must keep up appearances of a well-respected and well-behaved citizen. Never let it be realized that you have dirtied your hands with corruption or manipulation. Your appearance is critical to your power, and you must withhold your reputation. Greene recommends letting other people take the blame for any actions that are not going to be well received. Never get your hands dirty publicly. Part 1. Conceal your mistakes, have a scapegoat around to take the blame. Part 2. Make use of the cat's paw, someone who does the dirty work for you. 29. Or 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. Everyone wants to feel like they belong to something, and everyone wants to believe is something that is bigger than themselves. Greene explains that people are always looking for something or someone to follow, so take advantage of that need and desire. To gain a following, promise plenty of hope, be enthusiastic and offer new regimes for people to follow. Greene explains that a key to leading people is asking them to make a sacrifice for you. This is how you build a following and a belief system, leading to more and more power for you. 30. Or 28. Enter action with boldness. Greene emphasizes the importance of always acting with intent and confidence. You should never begin anything if you are unsure. Any doubts you have will only hinder your results. Greene believes that boldness will gain you a lot more power and admiration than being reluctant ever would. Any mistakes you commit through audacity are easily corrected with more audacity. 31. Or 29. Plan all the way to the end. Greene recommends planning any action out from beginning to end. It's important that you consider the end goal early on so you have the opportunity to recognize any potential problems that may arise. By planning you will eliminate the aspect of surprise and will be better prepared for the task at hand. Never enter anything unprepared, always know the end goal and be thinking a few steps ahead. 32. Or 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Regardless of how much time, energy and effort you have put into something, you want your results to seem like they were natural and completed easily. Appearing like you can achieve so much with so little effort will emphasize your power. And when asked, don't explain how you get there or how you work, remain vague and let other people be impressed by your results. Don't give away your secrets. 33. Or 31. Control the options, get others to play with the cards you deal. When deceiving someone, you want them to feel like they have a choice, let them feel like they are in control when really you are making the rules. If you can provide an option with two outcomes, both that benefit you, your victim will feel like they made the decision, and this will cloud over your deception. As long as you are benefited with both options, then this will work in your favor. Consider the idea of presenting them with two evils, giving them the chance to pick the lesser of two evils. 34. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. Greene explains that the truth can often be nasty, negative, and generally not very appealing. And this is why avoiding the truth is the better option in many cases. Telling people the truth can often lead to anger and distress, so it's better to present a false truth, something that is more appealing. This is where Greene recommends you play up to other people's fantasies. Consider what they really want to hear and present them with that. 35. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Greene explains that everyone has a weakness, it's absolutely impossible to be flawless. The key to destroying an enemy is figuring out what their weakness is. Usually fueled by insecurities and unstable emotions, weaknesses can be found anywhere. Once you've established someone's weakness, turn it around and use it to your own advantage. 36. Law 34. Be royal in your own fashion, act like a king to be treated like one. Everyone's heard the saying, treat others how you want to be treated before. Well, Greene takes this one step further. He explains that you need to act exactly how you want to be treated. If you act regally, powerful, and confident, then others will respect you and treat you almost as if you were royal. By acting nervous, commonly, and quiet, then people will not have much respect for you. Demand respect and portray this through your actions. 37. Law 35. Master the art of timing. Timing is everything. Greene recommends that you always present yourself as patient and never in a rush. Being in a rush just suggests that you lack control and can't manage yourself or your time. Become a detective of the right moment, sniff out the spirit of the times, the trends that will carry you to power. Learn to stand back when the time is not yet ripe, and to strike fiercely when it has reached fruition. 38. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have, ignoring them is the best revenge. Greene emphasizes the importance of simply ignoring any problems that arise. By ignoring them, you starve them of attention and eventually, they will disappear. Alternatively, if you acknowledge problems, the attention they receive will give them more credibility and things are likely to spiral. Consider this when dealing with your enemies. Rather than giving them attention and essentially strengthening their power, you should ignore them and starve them of attention. Do the same for things that you want but cannot have. Never let people know you want for something you do not have. Show no interest and you will seem like the bigger, more powerful person. 39. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. As Greene has made it pretty clear in previous laws, your appearance is everything. Greene encourages you to lift your appearance and the aura around you with compelling imagery, grand statements, and big gestures. Use impressive visuals to draw people in. They will be impressed and stunned by you. Power. These spectacles can also offer as a distraction from your real intentions. 40. Law 38. Think as you like but behave like others. If you make a show of going against the times, flaunting your unconventional ideas and unorthodox ways, people will think that you only want attention and that you look down upon them. Greene explains that it's much better to blend into the crowd. When around others, take on their thinking and ideas. Don't express your true self unless you are with specifically chosen friends and colleagues who you are sure would understand your approach. 41. Law 39. Stir up waters to catch fish. Greene emphasizes the importance of always remaining calm. He explains that expressing anger and emotion is never going to get the desired result. Even if your opponent or enemy is expressing their anger, if you remain calm and level-headed, you will be the one with all the power and the overall advantage. Put your enemies off balance, find the chink in their vanity through which you can rattle them and you hold the strings. 42. Law 40. Despise the free lunch. Greene explains that anything worth having is worth paying for, and anything for free isn't worth having. Greene emphasizes that anything being offered for free usually has a consequence, whether it be a hidden obligation or misleading trickery. If you ensure that you always pay for everything, you can be confident you are avoiding any cases of deceit. Further to avoiding freebies, Greene believes that you should always pay full price, never ever barter on cost. Being generous and confident with your money is a representation of your power. 43. Law 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. Greene acknowledges that it can be difficult to have an extremely successful parent or to be stepping into the role of someone who was great and impressive. It's important that you don't let yourself be overwhelmed by their successes and stuck in their shadow. You are entitled to your own achievements, and your own identity. You do not have to simply become them. Greene explains that yes, you will have to accomplish more than they ever did in order to outshine them. But you are capable of doing this, and if you do so in your own way, your power will increase tenfold. 44. Law 42. Strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. Greene explains that a powerful and strong individual will likely be arrogant and regularly stir up trouble. These people are the source of a lot of distress and drama. Greene explains that allowing these people to influence you and others is damaging, and you will certainly be met with trouble. However, you cannot simply negotiate with them. These are the kind of people who need to be isolated completely. Don't let others flock to them either. Neutralize their influence by isolating or banishing them. Strike at the source of the trouble and the sheep will scatter. 45. Law 43. Work on the hearts and minds of others. Greene explains that there is a fundamental difference between coercion and seduction. He explains that coercion usually works against you, whereas seduction encourages and entices people in, without them feeling misled. If you can successfully seduce someone, they will continue to be loyal to you. Greene explains that the best way to seduce people is to know what their weaknesses are and to understand how they tick. Remember that everyone is different and you won't be able to seduce two people in the same way. Consider what is important to them and what they are afraid of. Seducing is the key, whereas coercion is only setting you up to make enemies. 46. Law 44. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. The mirror effect is a tool that Greene recommends you use for deception. He explains that mirroring your enemies is a reflection of their reality. If you act the same way that they do, then they are left confused and unsure of your intentions. On another level, the mirror effect is a tool for mocking and can cause humiliation for your enemies. People often don't look at themselves nor their actions, and by causing them to do so may be confronting. Greene explains that it's a seduction method as well. You can convince them that you hold the same values and they will easily be influenced by your power. 47. Law 45. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. Greene explains that change is absolutely necessary for any progress or improvements. However, it's important to keep in mind that as humans, we thrive on habit and routine. Too much change can be unsettling and leave people unsure. If you have recently stepped into a new role, resist the temptation to implement radical change, respect the way things have been done in the past and inflict change at a slow, gradual rate. This way, people will respond to you better and respect your position. 48. Law 46. Never appear too perfect. Most people feel like they are constantly striving for perfection, and never really reach it. And this is important to keep in mind. Greene explains that if you appear to have weaknesses or faults, if you appear too perfect, then you are putting yourself in danger. Envy is a common trait and can cause people to act in dangerous ways. If you appear too perfect, you will face envious reactions from others. Alternatively, if you appear to have your own weaknesses, people will see you as more approachable and believable. Greene explains that perfection is something we can only attribute to gods or to the dead. 49. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. The 47th law is often a tricky one to overcome. Everyone loves the feeling of success, accomplishment, and the feeling that you've reached victory. It's so important in these times to keep a level head and don't push even further. As Greene mentioned in previous goals, it's important to know the whole plan and the end goal, and once you reach that goal, you need to stop. By taking things too far, you are likely to end up making more enemies and your success will begin to hinder. There is no substitute for strategy and careful planning. Set a goal, and when you reach it, stop. 50. Law 48, assume formlessness. Greene emphasizes the importance of remembering that nothing is ever certain and everything is susceptible to change. For this reason, you cannot reveal your clear and strategic plans. By revealing your plans, you become vulnerable and an enemy would know how to attack you. Greene explains that you need to remain adaptable, appear fluid and be able to react to any outcome. He explains that you cannot rely on stability as nothing is truly stable. By getting too comfortable you only weaken yourself. 51. 52. Conclusion. Key takeaways. Here are a few common themes that recur throughout Greene's laws. Appearance is important, as is reputation. You want attention as much as possible and need to do whatever you can to encourage it. Don't blend into the crowd. Learn as much about other people as possible, consider their weaknesses and use this to your advantage. Keep your own hands clean and shift blame to other people. Again, it's about keeping your reputation squeaky clean. You want people to respect you and depend on you. Don't ever give other people too much power or knowledge. Use an element of mystery to your advantage, don't ever reveal too much. Always have a plan and know the end goal. Never agree to anything if you are unprepared. Arguments and anger are counterproductive, be the bigger man and be patient and calm. You still want to appear human and approachable, don't be too perfect. You have to learn how to seduce people. Enemies are just as, if not more important than your friends. Keep them close and learn everything about them. Don't get greedy, stick to your plans. Further reading. Ryan Holiday was greatly influenced by Greene's work and studied under him for some time. Holiday's book Ego is the Enemy is a fantastic read about how on the road to success, we mustn't let our egos become a controlling factor in the way we act and make decisions. The book is a great continuation on from Ryan's last book, The Obstacle is the Way, an instructive read about how to overcome any obstacle or challenge you face and turn it into an advantage. Trust Me I'm Lying, also by Holiday, is an eye-opening insight into how the modern media operates, the economy that drives it and how the system can be manipulated. Guidelines is my ebook that summarizes the main lessons from 33 of the best-selling self-help books in one place. It is the ultimate book summary, available as a 80-page ebook and 115-minute audiobook. Guidelines lists 31 rules that you should follow to improve your productivity, become a better leader, do better in business, improve your health, succeed in life and become a happier person. Action steps. Remember that even Greene doesn't follow all of his laws, especially not at once. Consider which laws are applicable to you in your current situation and see if you can adopt them one at a time. Consider Earth key themes, always maintain a squeaky clean reputation. When interacting with people, whether they be your friend or your enemy, take the opportunity to learn as much about them as possible, you never know when this will come in handy. Remember that less is more, never give away more information than absolutely necessary. Avoid arguments and expressing your anger or emotions at all costs. Download the complete book on Amazon. This summary is not intended as a replacement for the original book and all quotes are credited to the above-mentioned author and publisher.